Am I the asshole for sunbathing shirtless on vacation? About 2.5 years ago, I, 38F, was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. It was terrifying, but I'm lucky that we caught it early. As part of my treatment, I underwent a double mastectomy. Today, I'm happily cancer-free and feeling healthier every day. For context, I have always had really big, dense, uncomfortably heavy breasts. I never liked them. I developed very early and had to deal with a lot of unwanted attention from men from 4th grade on. Between that, constant back pain, how expensive and ugly big bras are, and the struggle of finding clothes that fit, I've contemplated a breast reduction many times. When I got my cancer diagnosis and learned I'd have to have a mastectomy, I decided not to have a reconstruction along with them. I don't like how implants look. Having to replace them every 10 years sounded horrible, and moreover, I just realized I'm not that attached to my breasts. So after discussing it with my wife, who was totally supportive, I decided to just say sayonara to my grand tetons for now, and I've never felt better. My style has always veered femme to androgynous, so it's great to be able to wear little t-shirts and button-downs and have a flat chest. I'm just really happy with the way I look now. Which brings me to this past week. My wife and I took our first extravagant vacation since I beat cancer, at a very nice luxury resort in St. Bart's. I was really excited to sunbathe shirtless for the first time, another thing I've always wanted to do, but have avoided due to the unwanted attention it'd garner. I wasn't wearing a thong bikini or anything, and my scars are totally healed up, not gnarly looking at all. You'd honestly barely notice them. Within 10 minutes of me taking my top off, another American woman came over to us and told me it was inappropriate for me to have my top off around other people's husbands. Again, this was a beach where toplessness is fine. I pushed back and told her that I wasn't breaking any rules, but she kept pushing and telling me that it was inappropriate, and seemed really uncomfortable, kept staring at my chest. So I straight up told her, I don't know what you're mad about, but I lost my breasts to cancer, so if you don't mind, I'd like to tan in peace here. She got huffy and grabbed her stuff and stormed off. Her husband stayed behind, and, not to be petty, but his man-boobs were bigger than mine currently are. I didn't see her again. I did see plenty of other women sunbathing topless later on, though. I'm not sure if I was in the wrong here. As Americans, sunbathing topless is not the norm. I know this. And neither is, essentially, getting elective top surgery as a woman without changing anything else about your body. And the combination of the two, or something else, might have caused her to overstep her bounds. She was rude and inappropriate. But also, it wouldn't have been that hard to put a top on. I just didn't think it was necessary. Am I the asshole? Her issues aren't yours. It's not your job to cater to them. You were on a beach that allowed you to be topless. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I am flat and fabulous 17 years after my cancer diagnosis. The rude bits are nipples. I'm considering having nipples tattooed on my hands or wrists, just to annoy the prudes. Not the asshole. I think it's quite common to sunbathe topless, no? I understand it's obviously not for Americans, but if it's a beach specifically allowing topless, the issue is her in that environment, not you. Congrats on being cancer-free. If the beach allows for women to go topless, that really is all you need. These people sound obnoxious. She sounds like a jealous MFER and the husband sounds like a lech. Not the asshole. I used to work in hospitality, and you would have been well within your rights to call security on her for harassing you. If I may say, your paragraph about loving how you look now really touched me. So many cancer survivors and battlers have such mental and emotional torment over the changes to their bodies that they have no choice but to accept. It's really beautiful to hear your story, and I envy you. French territory, so fuck the American tourist. Am I the asshole for asking my husband to disinfect the bathroom? Our daughter was up all night vomiting and pooping. My husband got up with her and took care of her throughout the night. I work from home. He then slept in until 1 p.m. and comes to my office to check in. Our daughter has been sleeping as well. My husband says he's gonna meet up with a buddy this afternoon. I said, I hate to ask, but please disinfect the bathroom with bleach. He says, you don't hate to ask. I said, I do, because I know you won't want to, but it needs done, so the sickness or virus or whatever doesn't spread more. He storms off, making feel pretty terrible. But I'm working, well, I should be, but now here I am posting to Reddit. Am I the asshole? My husband has a part-time job and works maybe 10 hours a week. We have 2 kids. You're the asshole. Why did you wait till 1 p.m. to disinfect the bathroom? You should have done that as soon as you woke up while your sick child and husband who cared for her all night was sleeping. You're the asshole. He was up all night with a sick kid. You go clean the bathroom. You're on Reddit right now. You have time. You're the asshole. He was up with her all night while she was sick so you could be ready for work in the morning. You had the time to post to Reddit. You had the time to clean the bathroom. Maybe next time you will consider getting up an hour earlier than usual and helping with the fallout from a sick child. You're a parent too, after all. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. I know you're working now, actually on Reddit, but you had time before work to disinfect the bathroom if it was important to you. Your husband was taking care of your daughter all night, so it's safe to assume he's been exposed to whatever she has. And if you haven't had to use that bathroom yet today, you must have another one. So why does this disinfection have to be done now? Your daughter is still sick and will likely contaminate the bathroom again. You're asking him to do it now because right now you have the excuse that you're working. He was up all night with a sick child. He was tired enough to sleep till 1 p.m. And when he finally wakes, you tell him to disinfect the bathroom. Why could you not have done it when you got up? You are the asshole. Would I be the asshole if I booked my wedding venue despite my brother claiming the same date? Yes, I know, the title sounds awful but it's a long story, so please read all the context. I, 25F, recently got engaged to my partner of 6 years, and we're planning an autumn 2026 wedding. I'm a bit of a goth and have always wanted a celestial, spooky October vibe for my big day, and this felt perfect. However, my brother, 26M, is making things difficult. For background, my brother has a history of addiction, legal trouble, and financial instability. He's also been the center of attention in my family for as long as I can remember, due to these issues, and often overshadows my milestones, problems. A couple of examples include, he crashed his car when I graduated from my postgrad, revealed a debt of $10K at my master's grad, and went missing for 2 weeks when I was hospitalized for my mental health drug bender. I love him, but his behavior has always been hard to deal with, and I'm tired of making excuses for him. My brother is currently dating a significantly older woman, 43F, with 3 kids, the oldest of whom is 21. They've been together 5 months, and while I've been supportive, the relationship is unstable, and his complaints about her and her kids are constant. About a month ago, my brother asked when my wedding would be. When I mentioned autumn 2026, he claimed that he and his girlfriend were planning to get married then too and even gave me a specific date. I was shocked since they aren't even engaged. When I asked if they could hold off a bit, he insulted my relationship, saying it doesn't take him 6 years to know he wants to marry someone, called me insecure, and told me to get over myself. I've not spoken to him since. My dad tried to mediate and told him to apologize and sort things out with me, but it's been almost a month, and I've heard nothing. I've since found the perfect venue that fits my wedding vision, but I'm hesitant to book it. My brother's relationship is unstable, and it's unlikely they'll even make it to 2026, let alone actually get married. She's also still married and needs a divorce before they could wed. I'm sick of having to live my life by his rules. Still, I don't want to cause more drama. Would I be the asshole if I booked the venue for October 2026 without consulting him first? Blank. _ blank. Edit. Thank you everyone for commenting and offering your support. Even though I've not replied to everyone, I have read all of the comments and decided I am going to book my venue. Whether or not my brother is invited to the wedding is still up in the air. I'm going to watch his behavior over these next few months before invites are sent out, but at this point, it seems unlikely. Looking forward to the wedding of my dreams. Thanks again. Not the asshole. It's December 2024, first one to actually book something, actually put a deposit down, actually send out a save the date owns the date. Not the month, not the season, the year, just that date. One of you would be asshole to book same date after receiving confirmation of something more than an idea y'all just going back and forth for. Y'all should be able to have a convo about possible events years in future without having it go to insults and needing a mediator, but clearly y'all cannot, so it's a loss to me why y'all are even having these convos with each other. It's like you're giving him pre-notice on when to ruin things. First one to do a save the date, which shouldn't happen till someone puts deposit down on a venue. Not the asshole. Nobody gets to claim a date almost 2 years out when they're not even engaged. Book the venue, don't invite brother to the wedding. Solved. You said he gave you a specific date. Was it your date? Not the asshole. Lock it down. Don't tell him until he gets a save the date like everyone else. That is if you invite him at all. Why would you need to consult him? You aren't marrying him. I wouldn't think of him again. Live your life as you want, do the things you want when you want. Let whatever drama he chooses to live with him, and those who chose to involve themselves with it. Just make it known, my wedding or his drama, people cannot do both. Not the asshole. He can't claim a date, season or even a year to marry a woman not eligible to marry him. You have first dibs. Am I the asshole for telling my husband not to have another beer? My husband, M40, drinks a lot. I don't think he's an alcoholic, but he drinks and smokes weed every day. Most days he probably has maybe 3-5 beers, often strong IPAA. And some days way more than that, especially if he's with friends. He came home from work last night and we were just hanging out talking in the kitchen and he had 3 beers in less than an hour. He also had at least one right when he got off work and smoked weed on top of it. His eyes were glassy, his face was red, he was slurring a little and I could just tell he was half in the bag. So when he went to crack the 4th one I said something to the effect of, "Come on, you don't need another beer." And he blew up and we got into a huge fight. He says I shouldn't care and that I'm the only person who thinks there's anything wrong with it. He doesn't think it affects his health or makes him act different. I disagree. He turns it into that I'm just a nag who gets off on telling him what to do and that I'm the problem. We have a 6-year-old, so part of what worries me is that he's going to end up with negative consequences, which is not fair to our son. I also worry that he's setting a bad example and showing my son that this is a normal amount to drink regularly. Or maybe I am just overreacting and it's fine. Am I being the asshole and should just shut up and let him drink as much as he wants without commenting on it? Your husband is absolutely an alcoholic and you are correct to be concerned about having your son in a home around that behavior. I'm so sorry. Whatever comes next won't be easy. You're not the asshole and don't let him manipulate you into thinking otherwise. Not the asshole. But honestly, your husband is an alcoholic and you need to get him to realize and get with some program or get your son and yourself out of there. The CDC defines heavy drinking as 15 drinks per week for a man. Your husband is well in excess of that if he's drinking 3-5 every day. That's 21-35 per week. That level of drinking sustained over a long period of time is almost certain to have health effects, so you're right to be worried. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and according to the NIAAA, National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, your husband qualifies as a heavy alcohol user on his low end of the drinking spectrum. 5 or more drinks a day or 15+ drinks a week for males, and binge drinker on his high end of the drinking spectrum. 5+ drinks a day for males. His anger, defensiveness can also be a sign of addiction, alcoholism, and I would absolutely proceed with getting help for you and your child and or trying to get him to see that he needs help. However many beers you think your alcoholic husband is having, he's almost definitely having more than that. Someone who drinks every single day wouldn't be visibly drunk like that after just 3 beers. My cousin died of liver failure from alcohol abuse at age 44. His daily beverage? Beer. That much beer, that consistently, it is a problem.